Hello students, let's take another example, that is problem number 3 on Rayleigh's method. So where we have 4 variables, out of which one is dependent variable and another 3 are independent variables. So we'll take up a problem and we'll try to identify first the dependent variable term and the independent variable terms. Okay, so let's read the problem. Find the expression for the power developed by a pump P depends upon head H, discharge Q and specific weight of the fluid W. Okay, so if you see here, we can easily identify power depends on head, discharge and specific weight. Okay, specific weight means here it will be rho into G. W, small w is equal to rho into G. Okay, so power is a dependent variable. It depends on head H, discharge Q, W, specific weight W. So once you identify this, then you can guess the equation or you can write the equation. The equation will be P is equal to K H raised to A, Q raised to B, W raised to C. Okay, so here power is a dependent variable which depends on head H, discharge Q, specific weight W. So it is written like this. Now what is the next step? Express units of all the variables in MLT form. So for that, first you have to write down SI units of all the given variables and then express them in MLT form. So we'll take first power. Unit of power is watt, which can be written as joules per second. So you have to go on simplifying like this. So again, joules per second. What is joule? Joule is unit of work or energy. So work, if I take work, when we say work is done, when we apply force on object when it moves by certain distance. Okay, so applied force will be Newton and distance moved will be meter. So joules can be written as Newton meter. So we have Newton meter per second. Then further, again keep meter per second as it is. For Newton, as we have discussed earlier, Newton is unit of force. Force is defined as mass into acceleration. So for mass, you can write down kg. For acceleration, you can write down meter per second square. So when we simplify and write it in MLT form, you can see here, in place of kg we can write down m. Okay, in place of meter into meter, which is meter square, you can write down L square. In place of s cube in the denominator, we can write it as t raised to minus 3, as s cube is in the denominator. Okay, next we have head H. Unit of head is meter and it is just simply written as L. Then we have discharge Q, its unit is meter cube per second. Okay, its unit is meter cube per second. You can see here. So for meter cube it will be L cube. In the denominator second it will be t raised to minus 1. Then we have specific weight W. As I told earlier, W is equal to rho into G. Okay, here rho is density of water, G is acceleration due to gravity. So density is mass by volume. From the definition, G is acceleration due to gravity. For mass by volume, we can write down kg per meter cube. For G, it is meter per second square. So it is written. So if you see here, we have kg, only one term, which is mass term m. Then we have meter in the numerator, meter cube in the denominator. It will be in the denominator meter square. So we have L raised to minus 2. Then we have second square, s square term in the denominator. We will get t raised to minus 2. Okay, as we have found all the variable units in MLT form, substituting them in equation number 1, we get equation like this: m L square t raised to minus 3. On the RHS side, k constant, L raised to a, L cube, t raised to minus 1 raised to b, then m L square, L raised to minus 2, t raised to minus 2 raised to c. In the next step, what we have to do, equate the powers of MLT respectively. Consider first m. So if you see on the LHS, only there is m raised to 1. If nothing is there, means power will be 1. So in the RHS, you can see there is, in the first term there is no m term, in the second term there is no m term, in third we have m term, so m raised to c. So only we are writing power, so it will be c. So directly we will get the value of c, which is equal to 1. So I have written here only considering powers. M raised to 1 is equal to m raised to c. If I simplify, we will be getting 1 is equal to c. Okay. Then next, consider L term. So equate powers of L. In the LHS we have, okay, in the LHS we have L square, so it is written 2 here. Okay, in the RHS we have L raised to a, L cube raised to b, then we have L raised to minus 2 raised to c, it is written here L raised to a only considering powers, plus 3b minus 2c. So simplification is shown here. You can see only taking L term and its power, L square is equal to L raised to a, L raised to 3b into L raised to minus 2c. So that is written like this. Okay, then we have t term. So consider t term. So when we consider t term, the simplification is written here. The simplification for t term is written here from the main equation. So it is t raised to minus 3 is equal to t raised to b, t raised to minus b into t raised to minus 2c. Okay, so it will be minus 3 is equal to minus b minus 2. So on simplification we will get b is equal to 1. Then substituting value of b and c in this equation, we will get the value of a as 1 on simplification. Okay, then further what we have to do, we have to substitute the values of a, b and c in equation number 1. Okay, in equation number 1 means it is here. So all the when we substitute all the values as 1 1 1, we will get equation like this: p is equal to k, a constant, h, q, w. Okay, so for w we can write it as rho into g. So for k we can write it as eta or efficiency. So actually this is the equation. This is the equation for a turbine which is generating power. Okay, you can see here p is equal to rho q gh into eta, where eta is efficiency of the generator. So if it is 100%, we will get a simple equation which is power is equal to rho q g h. So this is how we can solve a problem when there are 4 variables. Okay, so finally we can say Rayleigh's method is useful when there are 3 or maximum 4 variables. Okay, if the number of dependent variables, I am saying here number of dependent variables are increasing more than 4, or if they are more than 4, it say 5, then it becomes very difficult to solve the problem. So in such cases we will go for Buckingham's pi theorem, which we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.